Namaste, guys. ChristianRLong, life enhancement consultant, giving you a big and beautiful shout out on this Saturday evening. I finally got the day right because I've been thinking it's Saturday the past 4 days, and now it's officially Saturday, so that's a good thing. Giving you guys a quick shout out. As you know, we do these live streams each and every day of 2019, talking about energy healing, meditation, and practical spirituality. And I gotta turn this down because shut your mouth. Hold on. Yeah, I don't need the volume. I just need to see. So the hot springs was amazing.
Turn right onto East Mississippi Avenue.
Oh, I was hitting the wrong thing. So the hot springs, Rosa, Namaste. The hot springs was amazing. That's the first time I've ever been to the Strawberry Hot Springs in the wintertime. And it was super funny because the water was basically the hot springs. Oh, I know why, because it's on a different thing. Hold on, guys. Let me see if I switch something here real quick. Christian's been having. That should be better. And then I just dropped the phone. There we go. We're all making it happen. Okay, so, Michelle, Namaste. So this is the first time I went to the hot springs in the wintertime in Steamboat, and they have the hot springs split up when you go down there. So on the left side, it's where it's hot, like different varying degrees of hotness, and I'm running lights at the same time. Different degrees of hotness, and then on the right side, it's cold. Now, I used to think that it was cold in the summertime and in the fall time, the cold side. It was freezing. It was freezing. But this awesome experiment that I like to do each and every time I put my physical body, especially my physical body, in a uncomfortable way with extra hot water, cold water, something dealing with the elements, snow, I don't have a big enough jacket, whatever it is, I practice. Lord, Namaste, I practice the I Am the Soul meditation taught to me by my teacher, Grandmaster Cho Koksui. Ivan, Namaste. And the I Am the Soul meditation or affirmation helps you disassociate from what you are not. You're not the body, you're not your feelings, and you're not your thoughts, and helps you strengthen the connection to what you are, which is the soul, right? So the body is what does the feeling, not the soul. The soul doesn't feel. So as one has a high degree of connection to the soul, you can be in super freezing, frigid, cold water. You don't have to do any special breathing techniques or anything. You just start reciting the I Am the Soul affirmation. So go into the super cold water. Namaste. Go into the super cold water and start saying the I Am the Soul affirmation. I am the soul, I am the soul. And because I've had the opportunity to practice this affirmation for over a decade, when I say it, I am the soul, it's almost instantaneous, the effect. And so I'm in the water, and I don't have a lot of body fat, and don't feel anything. No cold, no nothing. I wasn't screaming and going, oh my God, it's so cold, it's stingy, right? It was just practice the I Am the Soul affirmation. Sounds like getting in the cold ocean water in Maine. Yes, that would be accurate. For those of you who've never been to Maine in the wintertime, if you want to feel really cold water, bust it out. The coldest water I've ever felt in my life, to my best recollection, is water that came directly off a glacier in Lake Louise, British Columbia. This is before pranic healing. After about 4 steps in that water, I couldn't feel my feet anymore. That's the coldest water I've ever felt. So it would be a cool experiment now to practice the I Am the Soul affirmation while being in something so frigid. You live in Maine. I figured you live in Maine. Mona, Namaste. So, as my friend Dominic and I were in the frigid water, he's kind of like listening to the I Am the Soul. He doesn't know the affirmation yet, so he's kind of listening and following along. And then we encouraged other men and women, but mostly other men, to come in with us. So there's this really big guy, this big black guy. He's probably like 6'3", 6'4", maybe 280 pounds. Big guy. And he was resisting going in the water. He's like, no, I don't want to go in the water. No, it's cold. I'm fine right here. I'm in the hot, warm, springs. This is fine. And so then he saw us go back into the water, because you want to keep going in the hot water, in the cold water, in the hot water, in the cold water, because that's what relaxes the capillaries, the blood vessels, the muscles. So it's very therapeutic to go back and forth, back and forth. So he saw us go in the second time, and then all of a sudden we see him getting up. His wife was off to the side, and we see him getting up and going into the water. And we were super proud of him, because he held out for like a good 5 minutes in the water. And he's like, it's not so bad. And I was like, don't forget, you have to dunk your head. And he's like, why do you have to dunk your head? Because by dunking your head, the whole body's getting cold. Because if you just have your body cold, but your head is the normal temperature, and you get back into the hot water, the way it affects blood flow in the brain, you're going to get a severe headache. So you got to dunk. So we inspired a bunch of people to go in to make it happen. So it was really fun. So that was the steamboat experience. And then Dominic ended up bringing this espresso malt stout that he says it was the best beer he's ever had in his entire life. And he's German, and he doesn't like beer. So he's breaking all the rules. But he says, you got to try this beer. It's super sweet. It's really good. So we ended up finishing not one, but 2 large bottles of this beer last night. I don't drink beer. Last night was the most beer cumulatively I've had in my entire life. So if you've taken all the beer I've ever had, it would basically be how much beer I had yesterday. I've only taken sips of beer over my lifetime. So, but ended up staying up till like 4 o'clock in the morning. Chatting with him, chatting with our Airbnb hostess. She was making us, what is it called? Cheese and crackers and jam. And, she was being a typical hostess. And it was cool because she knew everybody and their mother in town. She's been in that area for 7 years. And she's lived in that house for almost a year. So it was really cool mixing up with her. She has really funny stories. She's in the music business, so she recommended a lot of good music to me, because I'm always looking to add new music to my playlist that I used to go work out with. So, what are we now doing? Patty, I'm a namaste. Good to have you back on. So we're heading over to the Twin Hearts meditation, which is the meditation founded by my teacher, Grandmaster Choa Koksui, the modern founder of Pranic Healing and Arhatic Yoga. And typically, this goes on, I think, every 2 weeks in Littleton, Colorado, which is about 20 minutes south of Denver. And there's usually, at most of the Twin Hearts meditations in Denver, Littleton, I don't know about northern Denver and Boulder, but there's typically about 20 people that show up to participate in the meditation. And the more people you have at a meditation or healing clinic, the more, the stronger the effect, the more energy that's pulled down. So 7 people meditating together is equivalent to 100 people meditating by themselves in the amount of energy that is pulled down or drawn down. So the more people you can meditate with, the better. The stronger the effect is, the stronger the healing energies, the stronger the protection and guidance of the great ones. And then afterwards, we're going to go dancing for a little bit. My friend Dominic has always wanted to get good at dancing, but just never put it into his calendar. And he's going to be moving back to Germany in 3 weeks. But he's like, you know what? You talk about this whole Zouk thing. You show me some of these Zouk videos. It looks interesting. I'd like to do an intro. And so, funny enough, tonight at 8:30 p.m. our time is a Zouk 30-minute introductory on how to do Zouk. And then he may stay for the social. He may not. It doesn't really matter. He'll get the experience. But he said something very sweet that kind of warmed my heart and really solidified our bromance. Is he said to me, I wish I would have met you earlier. But as the old saying goes, you meet the person that you're supposed to meet when you're supposed to meet them. Not earlier, not later. You meet them at that time. And the person I was being 6 months ago, a year ago, we probably wouldn't have resonated enough to connect with one another, right? So It's all good. So you'll meet the person that you're supposed to meet when you're supposed to meet them. But what else I want to cover for you guys? For those of you who are on right now and you have a question or comment about energy healing, meditation, practical spirituality that you'd like us to cover real quick, feel free to throw out that question, and we'll give you, 30 seconds because there's always a lag time with Facebook live streams. But yeah, my body's tired. But again, I am the soul affirmation. I am not the body. I am the soul. And it was really cool as we were driving back. It's about a 3 to 3.5 hour drive from Steamboat back to Denver. And my body was tired from a late brunch. Does that make sense? A late brunch? Tired from a late brunch and not a lot of sleep. So knowing what we know about the chakras and about energy and about vitality, which chakras need to be treated in order to increase your vitality and increase your focus, I just spent 10 minutes working on myself, doing pranic healing techniques. In about 30 minutes, it kicked in and completely awake and aware the rest of the drive. And I ended up driving because Dominique didn't sleep as much as I didn't sleep. And so he needed to take a nap in the car, which I prefer to drive regardless, even if my body's really tired. I don't know about you guys, but I like to drive. I don't like to be a passenger. I don't like to be a passenger in my own life, and I don't like to be a passenger in somebody else's car. I prefer to drive. So, and that's it. That's all I wanted to connect with you guys. Steamboat was amazing. If you've never been to Steamboat Springs, Colorado, I highly recommend you put it on your bucket list. Number 2, we're doing the Twin Hearts meditation tonight, and I encourage each and every one of you to experience that meditation at least once in your life. And I've been religiously and diligently practicing it for almost 15 years. And then if you've never looked into Zouk, which is a Brazilian couples dance style, it's salsa and hip-hop had a baby with better music. I would highly recommend checking out Zouk. And the cool thing about dance communities is you get to meet a lot of like-minded people, and you get to do physical things with your bodies, meaning it's not like a book club where everyone just grabs a book, they come in and they read it, and it's kind of passive. I mean, it could be on the mental level, but with dancing, it's on the mental level, emotional level, and the physical level. So it's very integrative when you're dancing. And that's why when women are trying to get over a breakup or women are trying to heal from something emotional, one of their greatest therapies, Lucia, namaste, one of their greatest therapies is to do dancing, is to go out and mix it up, because it's so healing. So it works the same way with guys. But men in America dancing is much different than men dancing in other parts of the world, because men in America see dancing as a chance to pick up women. Men in other parts of the world, they see it as an opportunity to socialize and to be part of the community. So just a difference of values and a difference of being brought up. So that's it. If you guys are in need of healing, which we all are in some way, shape, or form, physical, emotional, relationship, financial, spiritual, go to ChristianRLong.com/services and sign up for a distant healing session, 30 minutes of coaching, 30 minutes of healing. Also, feedback from a client that I got recently is she was saying that, Christian, the healing's not working. The healing's not working. And she also got homework. Now, here's the thing. We did the newsletter on this topic a few weeks ago, that the teacher can show you the path. The teacher can point to the path, but you must tread that path. So while she can come in for healing, her condition is more severe than 1 or 2 or 3 healings will be able to remedy. So A, she needs more healing. B, she needs to be more diligent with her homework. C, she needs to have more realistic expectations. And D, she needs to follow simple instructions. And what I mean by that is when you are biologically connected to somebody, meaning you have sexual intimacy with this person, you have created bonds with that person biochemically. If you keep interacting with that person, whether on social media, whether at social events, face-to-face, leaving each other messages, what have you, you're constantly reconnecting your energy to that person. So if you're going to break up with somebody and you don't want to go through the pain of that anymore, 6 months is the recommended time frame of no social media, no interaction, no connection of any kind for 6 months. And what that can do is, A, heal you super fast from that connection and stop dragging out the process. And B, that will change the frame. Have you ever noticed the way you first meet somebody is the tendency on how you interact with that person? So if you're fun and upbeat when you meet each other, that fun and upbeat energy will mostly be sustained throughout the relationship. These are generalities. There's always exceptions. So if you want to change that frame, a great way of doing it is distance and time. And that will change the frame. So if you happen to run into that person 6 months later, the dynamic is different. You're both different people, and the energy and connection you have will be different. So that's my recommendation for anyone who wants to get over a partner that they're connected to. Distance, time and distance, no connection whatsoever. This client has not been following the simple instructions. So guess what? Her suffering is being dragged out. I don't recommend it. So that being said, lots of light, love, and power to you guys on this Saturday evening from Denver, Colorado. Reach out to me for healing. We can talk about your situation and give you a prescribed amount of healings that would generally be required to move you forward. And that's it. So this is ChristianRLong, Life Enhancement Consultant. Have a beautiful Saturday night, a beautiful weekend, and a beautiful life. Atma, namaste. Bye-bye.